Yo. Yo. What's up, usual suspects? You criminals. You. I don't know. I don't even know who watches my channel anymore. Sometimes I feel popular. Like my channel's like making an impact in crypto. You know what I'm saying? But then a lot of the time I don't even know if I'm really making any impacts. I'm live on the YouTube, Twitter people. Live on the tube. Post. Over here, I'm making a post real quick. What's up, y'all? What it do? What it is? So we got Rolando in the chat, Lita in the chat. Tree City West says, "Hello, I'm here to seek deeper." That's great. This is the place you want to be as deep of a seeker as you want to get. We're deep seeking over here. We're in the deep blue seek over here. What's up, T Law Fitness? Yo, bruh, I need you to tell us what's pumping PZEN so hard. What's up over 250% over the last couple days? Yes, sir. Your PZEN is pumping. Your PZEN is pumping. What's up, Zen enthusiasts? Earn it. What up, though? I'm taking a nap. Wake up, bro. No time to sleep. You need to be awake. You need to be awake. You're saying, yo, where's the Optimism NFT joints to scoop some xeNFTs on Optimism? Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but nobody is selling their Optimism NFTs. We could talk about it. We can get into it. Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. I brought the mic closer to my mouth. Pause. What up, world? What's up, cyberspace? Hello, internet land. This is your boy, Crypto Bruh, a.k.a. More World Peace to DJ / producer. Coming back again with another one. These videos talking about the modern crypto space, as well as relating it to Zen crypto, which, in my personal opinion, one of the most fairly launched tokens, one of the most accessible tokens, one of the best crypto tokens available. We've been saying that shit every day. I guess it really did make a great impression on a power user, because ever since I learned about Zen, I've always been saying, watch out for this one. This one's different. And, even down again, we stream here Monday through Fridays, hopefully every day. I've been on a streak lately. Maybe if we keep it positive price action and it's not boring, I can keep streaming. But no, like in general, Zen is it's reaching a point. Again, if you've been watching the channel, we've been talking about this. If you're your first time, being here, tapping in, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button. There's always going to be an 11-minute fucking waiting room. All right. Real soldiers wait the whole 11 minutes. The music might even change. The music might fucking change. Stay tuned. Also, yeah, like all of this is going to come to market eventually, I just haven't been able to launch anything because there's no chain for me. I honestly believe, and I'm going to keep this really close to me, because if I'm the only one saying it, then it must be something. So if no one else is saying it, and it's really not making sense, why isn't anybody saying this shit? You might be into something. And what I feel like is people are discrediting Zen's impact because of like where it is today. Oh yeah, today is January 27th, Monday. So I hope you're getting it, however you getting it, because I'm getting it. And this is where I'm at with this. We haven't even reached application layer part of Zen yet. We're still in the speculative, inflationary conversation part of Zen, where some people are speculating that it's so hyper inflatable that it's actually not valuable. And again, there are a lot of Zentologists. There's a lot of Zentologists. We're creating a new word today. Actually, I'm going to give it to, I'll give the credits to Tree City West. He's done it again. He said something that actually made me go, hey. Because I posted on my X account. I was like, you're a local Zen Scientologist. Because once upon a time ago, some fucking hater ass fool called me a Zen Scientologist. And it's always sat with me because I was like, damn, I guess I believe in Zen like that. I guess. Like, I never do. I came off that strong in my belief. But yeah, then Tree City West was like, Scientologist. We're just going to say Zentologist. So to all my Zentologists out there that have been having the Zen coin underneath, I think, yeah, the Zentologist also is a different Zenian. All right, this is a different breed. This one's out in the field. This one stays in the lab. Okay, under a microscope. Whichever one they pick, that's the scariest Zenian to meet in the field, bro. A Zentologist? No. His head is so giant. Yeah, I think, again, we haven't even reached the application side of the Zen world. We're still speculating on if people can get through that the hardest narrative to believe, which is Zen is going to be around for the next 10 years. You can go long on this, right? You're not supposed to go long on cryptos. Actually, I haven't even talked about it yet, but the real market, the outer market. I'm in Zen world. Shit going crazy right now. But in the outer market, I look like an idiot. I had a lot of friends buy Solana at 250. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I shilled you $500 Solana at 250. I might not be the one you want to listen to for the short term. I might help you identify short-term opportunists, better than long-term opportunists. I'm more of a long-term opportunist. So I see right now, I see discounts. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing great discounts on a red market because there is no fucking reason for this shit to be pulling backwards. And the narrative for it pulling backwards is also retarded. We say the R word on this channel. Please cover your ears if you don't like the retarded word. But this is retarded. Literally, people are selling off cryptos because of the DeepSeek, GPT debacle. Tech is going down. Silicon Valley is shocked. That's like what they're trying to push right now to the Ubis. That's what I call a noob. You fucking Ubi. And what this is doing, this is causing panic. People who aren't in the game, because they understand that this is sovereign ownership. This was developed for you to own your journey. If you got a stack full of Bitcoins and you letting a tabloid puncture your hot air balloon, we're laughing at you right now. You're an LOL. What's that song by Soulja Boy? LOL, smiley face. The fuck? That's what you are right now. An LOL smiley face. And it's great discounts, but again, I don't honestly think this is retail. This is people in crypto who think they get it. I don't know what you call a thinker. Again, the last thing a thinker in crypto wants to do is come across a Zentologist. That's a 50-50 opportunity to lose all your coins. All right. So, and what I mean by lose all your coins, you might be on BNB. Really, you should be burning that shit into Binance then, right? Like, you shouldn't be selling it back into fiat. That's not the cycle breaker, right? Everybody who keeps selling their cryptos into fiat, they don't get it. And then also, if you're not rolling your cryptos into better opportunities, you don't get it. And this is why I'm trying to, I might sound a little bit egotistical right now, but in the Zen world, again, it's doing really well because it has a lot of individual players. And this is a pretty deep theory that I've built on my channel that's kind of in stone with the way that I perceive, the mainstream. Because the mainstream is just a funnel for fiat. And we never had another answer. We never had another answer for how we going to get someone to turn $1 into a Bitcoin. The Hexicans, the one reason I like shouting out Hexicans is because, again, they did what Ripple did but on a community level. So it's almost like if Hex was more like Ripple, that might be, you know, the number 3. But again, a lot of Hexicans are believers of XRP, so they've got both waves. But again, the XRP side is not decentralized. It's not, you know, it's everything opposite of the Hex world, right? But what did Hex do? Well, they connected everyone to the calendar. They made sure you had to come back every single day and do an action. That behavior built a really strong community that then essentially went out into the real world and told real people, you should think about this. And while access was available, a lot of people were able to get into that token, you know, and that's kind of XRP. Like XRP is nothing more than a token people get into, and it's fucked XRP forever. You know, this is not crypto. All right, this is an honorary mention, right? But again, it's up here. I'm actually happy it's down 6%. But again, all these like you see ETH 6, XRP 6, Solana 6. I would almost say, look, we got Chainlink at 6, 24 hours. I would almost say anything. I mean, all this is an algorithm, and what's hard to guess being in this algorithm is what the hedge funds are doing, right? And again, that's why these coins have lost the plot in real crypto. Real crypto, we care about natives because that's how you make transactions. So in real crypto, I'm gonna say it like that because I'm in the real side. But in the real crypto, you see a red day like today, and you're just seeing cheaper stockpile, whatever you're trying to stockpile up on, whether it's Bitcoins, Ethereum, XRP, Tether. I don't know why, but yeah, maybe you're trying to stock up on Tether. And again, that's kind of what is taking. That's where cryptos take a hit because most people are going to sell their Bitcoins into Tether because that's the only thing. The only reason you need more Tether is to hedge, you know, lower lows in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and so on. Same with USDC. That's their only utility in real crypto world, right? And again, that's why XRP is an unhonorary mention because no one's using XRP to make a transaction right now for real. Like there is no finger in the mail for an XRP executive. All right, shit is different over here on Ethereum and everywhere else because, again, it's about the stockpile. I think that's why the tokens are so much more expensive because then it kind of awkward. I'm just shitting on XRP because this is fuck XRP. But it kind of awkward. XRP is the only coin, well, I guess next to Doge and Cardano, but I'm talking about in the race, right? If we're talking top 5 in the race, we got BNB at $600, bro. Solana at $200, Ethereum at $3,000, and Bitcoin at $99,000. And for some reason, XRP is at $2. Like, what the fuck is this doing here? You feel me? Like, there's a lot of signs. I can't wait for the rug to get pulled on this, but it could get saved by the United States government and all that other shit. So that's hard to, you know, get people to break out of their heads. But I think, again, if more and more people start to attack the core of XRP and keep it real with new people coming in that is fuck XRP, that's not the culture. Maybe XRP will lose some of its mind share because that's the only mind share it has, is that it's imitating the culture. And again, this is why I'm bullish on Solana. I'm still bullish on ETH, still bullish on Bitcoin. There's a lot of fun things you can do in the background with these natives that can help you push the barrier. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do. And this is where I think, again, we've reached a new paradigm in crypto. It's about the native. And XEN is not that. XEN is not the native coin. Right? The native coin that XEN is attached to is XTN, which is, if you read this Medium article by Zensu that came out this weekend, we got Titan X will 100X in the chat. I see you, bro. I only give you a shout out because you've been here for a mad long time. You already heard all my rants of, like, you know, fuck Titan X and all that shit too. What's up, Sun Station? What up, Gius? No spoon. All right, no spoon. I fuck with you. Oh man, you said Titan X. You still said it. You fucking fuck. Whatever. I'll let you rock. Democracy. What up, Crypto Neek? I come here in peace. Nah, I fuck with anybody who still gets it. You getting your money? Get your money. You know, get your goddamn money, man. You filthy coins. Get your filthy coins. Just know your boy Crypto Bro is in a bigger race, and that's why I'm bringing the X flag with me, and it has English next to it. X English. That's called Zen. The X English. But here, let me find this on this die real quick. XTN. Here we go. So I don't really know why they changed it up. My theory is with a lot of others, Zenotologists, the other Zentologists out there, they believe that it stands for actually, you know, Zen's new tologist. You know, this actually it stands for Zentologist. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it stands for Zen Network Token. Because like Zen is not a native coin, so it should not be treated as one, even though psychologically a lot of influence for its existence is to be burned for another blockchain. And this is, again, I think this is why we're starting to see Zen go up, because the psychology is starting to change in front of your face. And unless you've been, again, a Zentologist, that's everybody in here with a wrench. I got to give Josh a wrench. That makes me be like, all right, who needs a wrench, actually? And anybody with an hourglass. Yeah, if you have an hourglass and a wrench, you're a Zentologist. Oh, Kryptonique? I'm gonna give some honorary mentions here. That's if you get the wrench on my channel, you're an honorary mention. If you go ahead and level up and support the channel and put an hourglass, fuck. Game. Blouses. To those. Later on though, we need the chain first. And that's what I'm getting at. We don't have the chain, we have the coin. Not the chain. Chain coming soon. And again, this psychological play in Zen is gonna spray. It's gonna be over everywhere, right? I think this is why you're seeing P.o.P up, because there's some players in post chain that don't want to miss X1, and Zen is not a native coin, right? It's the coin you burn on post chain for XTN. Right, so you want the P.o.P coin at its lowest price, and we've been speculating on that for months. For months, we've been at the lows before they changed the name of XN. Right, XN. It was just XN for a long time, and now all of a sudden it's XTN, and I'm like, okay, now we're really close to X1 chain, because they didn't inform anybody about that, you know, unless you've been really, really close to development, which is a very small amount of people, like maybe on a hand, countable on a hand, because Zen is a really small community when it comes to the progression of the ideology, I would say. Like, some of us are out here just constantly beating it up every single day, and again, relating it to the mainstream market, because again, Zen it's a token like XRP. Right, so if that's why it's like, yo, a lot of people aren't really looking at XRP the way they should, which opens up the lane for a coin like Zen and its ecosystem. It opens up the lane for a lot of new people to get in, because again, like, why aren't these hundreds of dollars, right? And I don't think Zen is going to be hundreds of dollars. Maybe it does, because wow, you know, that would be crazy if Zen ETH token were to get to $100, you know. But in in the real world, on some rational shit, I'm just kind of expecting it to get back, or to get out of here for sure. Like, to get the fuck out of this dip that it's been in for over 2 years, because this is an undervalued expression of Zen's of what Zen can bring to the overall crypto market, because it's an offering for a change in the way that you interact with blockchain, which could make it bigger than the chain it's living on. Like every single Zen is the potential of being bigger than the chain that it exists on. Like there's actually no reason after all of this battle testing, you feel me? And like this time we have in the Zen world for people to keep undermining the Zen world. And this is why we're seeing ups. I was trying to point this out last week, and I was kind of telling people, at least on the channel right here, it's like be on the lookout for this weekend, because there's some critical things at play that could change like just the way that everybody is seeing the Zen world, because we're reaching a point of like a common consensus. Red light means stop, green light means go. Consensus is cracking right now in the Zen world. So the reason for this is because the Trump coin came out, and that was a Black Swan event on the 18th. So we got to keep our eye on that, because everything has changed ever since that moment. Ever since Trump got in office, everything is different, because people are like, what am I really in crypto for? You feel me? And that's why this dump is happening, because they don't know why they're in crypto. They don't know. Zenians do. It's a bloodbath over here, because there's not enough supply, and you start to realize it the further you go down the rabbit hole. Like, wait a second, maybe make it a billion Zen is harder than people fucking think. And and yeah, I see it, but I don't believe it yet. Like, we know that, again, if you want to make a billion Zen right now on Ethereum, you're going to have to max mint for 469 days, right? And there's only going to be roughly around 30,000 people, because again, if more people show up and the G rank starts to pump, that means Ethereum is going to pump, because ain't nobody on fucking Ethereum. So it'll be a bunch of, again, that's what I'm saying. Zen is different than ETH. Take away the perception that it's less than ETH. It's actually more than ETH. More than ETH, because Ethereum disappears if someone goes, I want the Zen coin, right? Whether they buy it and it goes to the liquidity pool and it goes into the hands of the minters, or they make it and they actually put in the smart contract mint and it goes to the hands of the validators. So, again, the action is on the user. If they believe in the experience and they think, again, their $1,700 they're going to put towards minting today, right? Actually, you get a discount, because you don't have to pay the claim today, because that's going to be ambiguous. We don't know what the claim is in 469 days. We can do all the mathematics in the world, but the quantum variable is congestion, which is nobody knows. Nobody knows when traffic's going to happen when you're not in rush hour. Unless we simulate it all in rush hour, which would typically be around, I would say, 75. 75 Gwei, if that's all-time rush hour, then yeah, you'd probably be minting or claiming your Zen at $3,000. So if you claim, today you're getting it at 14 for 12, and there's a potential gap between now and 400 days that you might be coming back and spending 3,000, right? So, realistically, yeah, but and see, you're better off doing it now than waiting for it to be 75 Gwei, because look at that, at 75 Gwei, you're instant. Oh, I'm in baseland. Oops, too many VMUs here. I was wondering about it so much. You need 128, actually. Yeah, so it'll be 195 to start today, and let's just say it's at its max. Let's say it's 75 Gwei. A lot of activity on the chain. Be 2,800. So 1 3 another 1. So yeah, so $4,000 essentially for 1.9 billion. Right now, 1.9 billion is $289. So it costs you 4,000 vanilla rank. I'm saying, like, you're doing a CoinTools rank. And then, you're only getting, what is it, 20x less, right? I want to add the zero there. So I want 20x. I'm getting 20x less at these prices, right? And this is what's happening with Zen. People are saying, all right, I'll just buy it then. Because right now, 4 racks, I go ahead and just spend the $4,000. I get 26 billion right now. You feel me? So Zen is starting to get to that part where, again, it's like, what are you waiting for? Like, you can turn the ETH into it right now. 1.3 ETH right now gets you more Zen than 469 days. And then it'll be 469 days from now, and you'll still have an advantage if you went and made a mint, because you would still mint it, probably cheaper than it will be to buy it. And there's people aren't stupid, bro. They're starting to really see this. The only place I'm seeing a lot of stupidity is Base. And on Base, I don't know what's going on over here. I think it's just there's not enough players. I really do actually think Base is the worst playground, but the most upside. the community over here are all, it feels like, I don't want to say it like this, but like they're kind of like grifting more than they want profit. Like, this is fighting to get to a 200K market cap. But if we look at something like Polygon, for instance, Polygon is at 242K and actually looking like it's about to explode. Right? And when we look at it in a bigger scope amongst all of the chains, if we're looking at transactions, Polygon is above Base. So, like, technically, Polygon's where it's at, and same with like Optimism. So I'm seeing Base as like a really big opportunity, but it's just so fucking boring because there's not enough players. And that's really good for whenever Zen pops off. If you're in it right now, if you're not selling your mints onto the DEX, because this is gonna be so easy to rip. Even me, I'm like, all right, time to strategize. Time to strategize how we're really gonna get into CB Zen, because I've already found my Zen. Where we've got rid of the greed pill and Base. I have a lot of good mints coming out in the future, and again, I think Base is a good simulation for what is the constant inflation theory for Zen, because again, we have this coin that we can make forever. And when you look at the way like coins are distributed and like created, right? Like at its core, like a Bitcoin is created from computers hashing on 256 algorithm. Same with Ethereum. Ethereum had a script that hashed the early ETH coins into existence before today's world, where now they're deployed to the validators. Right, that's why XRP is a weirdo, because it has none of that type of shit in its story. It's just an ICO. And again, Solana was the same. It's like an ICO, but the inflation goes to validators. So over time, they've built, I would say, almost like a CTO version of Solana since its predecessor days of VC funding. And that's the sad part about crypto, is the beginning of Solana's story. How the only way you can be successful in crypto is to take money and wreck people. That's why Zen is here. Hello. So we don't have to experience this pain again. This was a very painful part in Solana, and I think again, anything built well won't ever do this. I think Solana. I mean, unless you're challenging the world with a new idea that's really abstract and hard for people to believe. Like you're going against everything linear in the ideology of whatever you're trying to build. and that was Solana. That was going against being in Ethereum. A lot of people were afraid to go against ETH, and they sold all the way down to $8 because they were not fucking EVM. Like, nobody was inflowing into Solana. There was no rails. Like, there was zero rails. All the rails came in, and that's why we're up here. And again, Solana is a great native coin to stockpile in that conversation of like, yo, if you want a lot of coins, you should be getting some Solana. Like, even if it's taking, this is the dip. This is the dip. But yeah, these Zen coins, this is like some other shit. In the future, people will be able to really understand it, because right now it's too abstract. Again, like, this is the one where it's going to be down for a long time until it clicks. Like, the thing about the side chains in Zen is that it's not that they're not popular or clicking, it's just that X1 is the biggest burner for Zen. And until that application is released, everybody is going to speculate towards that app. And that's what kind of gives the like unfair advantage to those that are minting. Because until people start to like feel like, oh, I'm not getting a good deal, they're not going to buy back their coins. And again, that's what I'm saying, in P.o.P, it's not that anybody is creating this. Somebody wanted a fucking shit ton of coins. I don't know where it's at. You could probably find it. There's so many transactions due to that trading bot. Jesus Christ over here. But like, you can probably find it if you've been doing analyzation on the P.o.P. I'm sure that account has been trying to grab as much as they can. And I bet if you run this theory test on it too, where you look at the G rank performance, you can probably see that it's lacking G ranks, even though it might be making. Yeah, you see, it's like lacking really being exposed to post chain. It becomes like a fan coin, like a fanfare, right? It's like everybody knows that Zen was introduced to a solXEN before someone on Cardano, but it doesn't mean that the people on post chain have to absorb it. So it ends up suffering just like the rest of the Zen coins. It has the same fucking faith where nobody continues to mine because the minters fall off. Like, there's only a few minters and believers, right? And then Pulse Chain also suffers from gas, right? Over there, a max mint is costing you $2.50 round trip. And maybe that is like expensive for some people. That's why some people like Polygon, because it's still in the cents on the dollar. Same with Optimism. Some people still mine Optimism because it's the cents on the dollar. I've already released myself from looking for the best deal, because again, nothing's gonna beat ETH Zen. So that this aggressive Gwei theory will always be the most dominant narrative in Zen. All right, and if any of these chains gas goes up, that's fucking bullish, right? That's why base is really bullish, because any early participant made a lot of base Zen for like the cheapest price, and now it's up in gas, so it costs a lot more for people to make just as much, And yeah, that little bit of physics in the Zen world, it definitely can keep someone up all night long. Am I getting the best fucking price? Will I wake up tomorrow and there be the best price? Like, X1 is super close right now. Like, we all know it's like pretty close. So yeah, even on a pulse chain, if there's fans over there, they're probably gonna, turn their pulse into P.o.P for the burn. Or maybe they're gonna pick it all up and fucking hold it hostage when everybody really clicks that they could have gotten it for free. Right, and then they're gonna start making the P.o.P, because that's the place where I don't know what's gonna happen. Hold on to your hats. I know sometimes it can get up to like 3 million beats. Is that it? Nah, I guess not. Nah, I guess not. I can't do it. It might be too crazy. But yeah, like again, I could see Pulse Chain going up. Is there a way for me to see the DEX? Here, let's look at the DEX. People forget that the layer 2s are dependent on the layer 1 network fees. Yeah, I was actually just looking at that. That's what I'm saying. I was looking at this over here. This is like something on Dune. And what you could take is like, you could take the contract address of base, for instance, and you could just see like how it's not used as much as like a lot of things on base. And that means we're just in the background. Like I could like base a whole bunch, but like in this reality, like only 19 new accounts floated through the address in 24 hours. Right? 63 returning. Like the app is all right, but when X1's here, I'm expecting base to probably 10x these numbers, 100x these numbers. I want to see 6,000 24-hour users, 60,000 24-hour users. You know, it's base chain. What the fuck? There should be 100,000 24-hour users. Like the CBZN. Okay, I'm going crazy right now. But the CBZN should be the TPS of base chain, essentially. Like that's the type of world domination Zen is on. Right? The 24-hour active users should be the red line of their TPS. We should be maxing the fuck out of base. Because again, it's in a unique way of creating coins. Base chain is suffering from it too. When you use the calculator on base right here, like I've done this a million times. But their term days are 500. And they actually have like 200,000 people showing up or wallets being made. You could do 145 VMUs. There's some other hacks. You can get a lot more. But that's a hack. So we'll just go with what the Zen network site allows you to do. So you can see right now, just barely under ROI for making a round trip mint on base chain, right? At these gas prices. And this is so unstable. This should be going up and down, bouncing left and right. But again, the thing about base is this changes how coins are created. Because base is offering you $1.82 to create a coin in 24 hours. That's what they're really doing. You know, their block space is public use until further notice. You know, I kind of them. I'm not surprised. You know, if they shut fucking CBZN down, and I'm gonna keep talking about it like that because that's kind of the only thing that they could do. Because again, they're making a public chain for optimization. So if there's an app on the chain that optimizes it to full maximum, hey, that's part of being public, right? That's why X1 is hyper focused on scaling the adoption rate, I would say in a 24-hour period. Like how many people can get on X1 chain is an adoption, right? Rotating daily active users is mad important, right? That's the only way X makes profit. That's like, it's almost like you could think of it like, yeah, okay, I'm a product guy. Who gives a fuck, right? But if you look at like iPhones, like once they brought it in, and it was really attached to you in your daily active use, like you're never going to go to anything else. That's why now it's kind of great for Apple because they've changed the product. It's not as hands-on. It's more mental, right? Steve Jobs is a very physical product user or maker, creator, innovator. And that's kind of like crypto. Crypto's like the digital physical property or product, excuse me. Like once you get into crypto creation, you're like creating ownership. Hello. And that's why, again, I would love to see base get owned because I don't think they want to have that conversation. And it takes like almost like a virus like Zen on base to turn it up, you know, and maybe we need to incentivize minting more on base, but it's whatever. I mean, I've thought of so many different apps to pump mints. The thing is that I prefer people to get more educated. I think if people learned and saw the opportunity here that we have, they could actually be part of this notion of bringing something like base to life. And maybe you could do this on Pulse Chain. So the only thing about Pulse Chain is I don't really know that state. I know that base is increasing their gas every day. Like they're increasing their block space like every day because they're like trying to get to some big ass notion. Every other chain isn't like Base in that regard. Most of them are like, you know, the blocks are facilitated. They're not expanding the information in the block because there's no reason to, right? Base has a lot of reason to because there's a lot of free data in their fucking system. You know what I'm saying? So like increase the blocks. We need more capability to capture more data. It's kind of just another good reason to bet on Base, because if their blocks keep going bigger and bigger with CBZen, and then CBZen has some sort of, again, it's going to have some sort of conversation where it's like, what are we doing here? But then it's asking Base the same question, like, what are you doing here? Like, we're just filling the blocks with our own data and creating our own coin using our time on Earth. And because you have low gas, you allot the experience to be at its maximum amount, the most Zen possible. You could do it on optimism, but the problem with optimism, no, it's not a problem. It's actually a bonus, but optimism doesn't have an amp, so it's not a true experiment. Like the true Zen experiment is the AMP 3000, right? And Base is doing that. Its AMP is counting down from 3000, so it's the most simulated version of Zen. And then when you really look at Base, when we talk about this, like, oh, what is it to simulate the fundamentals of Zen's creation, right? Because you can't do that on Ethereum. In order for me to create more Zen on ETH, I have to push more Ethereum through the contract due to the restraints of the chain, right? It only gets higher because that's how the game go. More congestion means more gas, which means more price on Zen creation. That's why we're here. So this is the original notion, and I believe that all the side chains are here to simulate the original notion. Like, you're in a real Zen simulation if you're on a subchain, but these simulations are going to try to replicate the real thing, which is Ethereum Zen. So you feel me? So like, if ETH, we got all of this knowledge, like, damn, ETH Zen is like primed for the 10,000x or the 1,000x or whatever you want. We've already seen 99,000x. It's crazy how many X's you could probably grab out of the Zen world. But again, all of that is just based on the gas price being fucking 2. And even then, if the gas price on ETH Zen is 2 and it's $253 round trip, you know, there's still value in that time spent. And that's kind of what I'm saying is going to need simulation. What are we simulating in Zen? Time spent. Motherfucker, the whole time in the casino. Whatever the ticket is at the end when you're about to walk outside, that's the claim to Zen ratio. Because if your claim is $81 and you've made 400 Zen, you're going to mint it. Then there's another thing you're going to need to get into in the Zen world. And again, that's why I'm saying these are simulations, so you can simulate your experiences. What you're going to do fucking next, because are you going to wait 469 days and then finally make a profit on Zen and then have to go through the, all right, let's not lose our Zen here. You feel me? Like, all right, let's not blow this all at one table. Like, you made the jackpot. Like, what are you going to do next, right? That's, again, the side chains are for simulation of what it's like for hitting the jackpot. And we did it pretty fast on Base. Base chain right now, literally, I think people are still claiming in profit right now. But a lot of them are hodling because there's not that many holders. And again, we haven't really hit it hard over there. I think you still have some time. This is under 100 million transfers. I think when this breaks 100 million transfers, I'm going to really start digging in on Base chain and see what the fuck else has done this many transfers. You know, because then we would really be tapping into like, okay, like what is our metric? Is this only Zenians? Is this 5? Or, you know, is this 300 Zenians from Ethereum? We might need to go a little harder then. And I would even say if it's 200 Zenians, we need to go harder in base Zen because it's the simulation on 10. I can keep going into like the simulation theory. So like the reason why like we want the closest simulator to the ETH world is because relation or proximity is everything. Me and Og talk about this shit. The closer you are to something, the less noise in between the message. And the problem with using like an Avalanche, a Polygon, an ETHPal, a Binance, a Phantom, a blah, 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 a Pulse chain, no offense, but this is where it applies to your favorite chain, is that they're not denominated in Ethereum. So the proximity of a Pulse chain Zen to ETH Zen is pretty far away. But the thing is that Pulse chain was the first community to really learn about Zen. So you have more people over here that actually understand. That's why I'm kind of like jealous, because this is what I want to happen on base, but it won't happen on base because there's no Zenians or Zentologists on base. It's all people who are looking for the early advantage, and they're not necessarily running out of time. Again, it's a simulation. So I think they're time is catching up to the sim, and we're getting ready to start something new. Once X1 is released, that's what we've all been waiting for. So when that's gone off, it's for real. Like, you had all this time to ponder that it was a simulation, and that you could have learned again what it's like to get into profit, or what it's like to move 100 billion Zen, right? What it's like to burn 100 billion Zen, what it's like to own 1 trillion Zen. Like, that's what the side chain is for. Yeah, you might get dumped on when you buy 1 trillion Zen, because that's what happens in real Zen shit. As soon as you buy it, man, so I step in and dump, because they're gonna micro squeeze Zen forever. There's always some math of profit of Zen in this weird context of there's no VMUs today. And every single chain has the same simulation of that. Like, that's why Pulse chain is starting to go up. I bet if we look further into Pulse chain, you would probably see it. Oh yeah, this is a way to see it. Go to liquid, staked, and daily on ZenPub, and then you look at so on the far left is liquid and staked, and then you have liquid supply in the middle, and then stake supply. Now, when you start seeing these negatives, this is kind of where there's not a lot of players, is what I've at least registered. There's like not enough people creating mints or VMUs or claiming them in order for the day to be balanced, for buys not to impact. And then if you're someone accumulating like myself, you kind of, if you're really real about this shit, you should be kind of seeing these negative days as like the window's closing, because that's someone getting their Zen from the minter and staking it. And the stakers, they go against the buyers because y'all have the supply. So the mind fuck in Zen will always be to try to poke at stakers that, or this is the mind fuck in Zen, to get you to stake vanilla, so that when you stake vanilla, I can poke at you and you might quit and dump your Zen on the fucking market. So when more and more people start to stake xeNFTs, that's kind of like to combat like the quick poke and drop. But right now you see everybody's coming in because those that have vanilla stakes are probably selling their PZen. And that's why it popped off, but it hasn't surged yet. So those people who are doing that, they've got a lot of come to Jesus moment right now, whether or not they're really about that shit. That's why on CBZen, we ain't seen nothing go up yet, because we've had this 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And last night, I was like, man, the simulation over here is crazy, because all they have to do is hodl, but like for some reason, no. And I know why. You already have a bunch of liquidity pools that are being set up on CBZen. There's a lot of big brains betting on this. They're probably really betting on like $300 million market cap on CBZN. And they're like setting their land fields up right now to catch a motherfucker. Because you won't give a fuck when the green candle goes off. Because again, this is part of the simulation. So CBZN is also suffering from disinflationary symptoms. It's just not like Pulse Chain where you have real believers with PLS, right? Like since Pulse Chain Zen is denominated in Pulse Chain, it's about to do great. Like people got Pulse Chain right now. I don't actually know the price of Pulse Chain. So that might be helping too. If Pulse Chain is pumping, maybe that's pumping it. Or if the buys are really strong against Pulse Chain and Pulse Chain's going down, but the buys are coming in fast enough now for PZN to kind of decouple. Let's see. I don't know where Pulse Chain is. I got it right here somewhere. Look at it. Damn, it's down 13%. So that could be another thing too. You could have, because again, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people in PZN are rich in Pulse Chain. So you could mathematically have some users that are starting to be like, what is my next move in my coins? And they could start selling them into PZN. And then this is where the backwards side of things happens. We all have been asking this question, like what happens if something becomes more popular on chain than the actual native coin? We've never really reached that. Well, there's not one coin more popular than the native yet. That is a for real, never seen before. Every coin in the top 10 is a native coin. None of them are tokens, right? So they all produce blocks. You hold these coins and you're supposedly a part of the network. The only token that's here is Chainlink, but Chainlink's like an unhonorary mention because they're building like an oracle and they've weaved themselves into crypto where a lot of people rely on Chainlink. So that's definitely a business inside of here. Same like HBAR, SUI. You know what I mean? It's not like you see like a Hex coin or like the only one you see right now, yeah, you come down here to 26, 27, right? Trump coin, 28, Pepe. So those are the two coins that you could almost say have popped up and facilitate no sense of consensus. Like there's no consensus that creates the token's existence. They just fucking are meme coins. They're just coins on top of the network. This one's on ETH. That one's on Solana. Right? So these two, I guess you could say, are in the race for what is it to look, what like, you know, tokens to flip native coins. Because I still think Trump is going to $100. I am a believer in that. I believe that. Okay, this video is for entertainment purposes. Do not fucking copy me. Because I just believe it from how mediocre the game is. I think a lot of these market caps are too big because people sit in liquidity pools. And then like if they had to get out of those meme coins, they would end up selling off a lot of these market caps in the transfer into a different blockchain. So you would see a lot of these chains just die like instantly. The only ones that wouldn't die are the ones that are like heavy in stables like Tron. And that's why a lot of these probably won't die because and they already thought about this shit. They're in stables, bitch. They're like dying. The fuck? Man, 90% of this chain is a stable coin. They're like, yeah, that's right. That 20 billion, 19 billion is all stables. Imagine like Justin Sun said that. And I mean, that's a fact too, though. We might actually start to see that. Like there might be discussion in crypto. Like, yo, you got to disclose how much funding your market cap is. Because we know why Bitcoin's at 1.9 trillion. There is so much universal speculation in Bitcoin. And that's kind of why, again, we know that's why there's the gap from 1.9 trillion to 369 billion. Like that is a ridiculous gap in between two different supposed allies. Like if these are allies, why isn't Bitcoin half? Or you know, why isn't Ethereum half of the supply of Bitcoin? At least half of it. Why is it not even just half of it? You know, that's like a big question I think a lot of people never talk about. And the same thing goes for like XRP. If you're new to crypto, you need to ask yourself, why isn't XRP have a real market cap? Because it's not even competing with Ethereum, right? We already know what is, which is Solana, which again, what an opportunity to be hip to the game when you can obviously see Solana is decoupling from BNB. If you remember a few months ago, BNB and Solana were tangling. Actually, we got that right here. Historical snapshots. Man, we can literally go back a month ago. Here, we'll go back to November 3rd. 2 months. Look at this shit. Market caps, 80 billion, 76 next week. BNB, 90, Solana, 99 next week. Solana, 112, BNB, 89, right? And this was when everybody was like, yo, Solana's flipping Binance. Like, this is crazy. And then, of course, you know, Solana started to push. But then out of nowhere, XRP shows up in the beginning of December. Like, you see that shit? Like, XRP just goes and hops 2 spaces. Or, my bad, 3 spaces. XRP had a market cap of 81 billion. And then in the next week, they had a market cap of 132 billion. Again, honorary mention up here. Forced peg themselves into the top fucking 5. But let's go back to the real debate here, which is SVM and EVM. And that's the BNB and Solana relationship that no one is really pointing a finger at. A lot, and this even goes down to Pulse Chain. Like, if you don't know, like, Pulse X is a fork of Pancake Swap. And when they first made Pulse Chain, it was a fork of BNB. And that all happened because the RPC changed. So like when you're in your like wallet, you could change your RPC, right? When BNB came out in 2019, a lot of people were afraid of that because they didn't know like if you were gonna get jacked, you know. But some people took that leap, and you know, you've seen what it was like when you actually had a centralized, you know, layer 2. Eventually, Binance Chain decided to be its own thing and, you know, fork Ethereum and create a layer 2 or a side chain. And yeah, that's kind of why, again, this has always been the target. I've been waiting for this thing to get pushed the fuck out of the top 10 for a long time, but I don't think it will because it's China. But, you know, again, it seems like the Chinese, they want more dynamic identity, in my personal opinion, from the ones that I'm tapping in with. It seems like they want a very dynamic identity. They don't want to just be like Justin Sun Coin, CZ Coin. Like, those are memes for them. You feel me? Like, they in the background too, you know? So BNB, again, this has always been the target. So watching Solana flip it in December was awesome to watch. Seeing it go up here, you know, and stay above it. But this is where it gets stinky. You see what I'm saying? December 15th, Solana and BNB again. Look at the rotation back into BNB. Right? All of a sudden. Like, wait, what? So this is how you know there's something going on right in this particular zone right here. Because whoever funded XRP, the funding is hit. The checks are signed. The checks are signed, you know. That's why it's fuck XRP, because the checks are signed over there. And god damn it, why did we let this happen? But in this BNB Solana situation, I think a lot of people in crypto should pay attention to this, because this is proof that all the memes are moving to Solana. The memes used to be on Binance. That's why Binance bought CoinMarketCap. It's almost like Binance is like falling apart, like, because CZ isn't really part of Binance. Like, he doesn't have that shit in his bio no more, right? Like, he's, at least from my understanding, he's not supposed to. Okay, so he's still all on Binance, co-founder of Binance. I guess it's just American affairs. He can't be in Binance US American affairs. Poster not directed towards UK users. That's funny. I'd have to look into it more. But yeah, I do kind of feel like Binance is falling off in America. And then around the world, people are starting to to discover it or notice it, but then it's okay because they can shelf themselves. Like, just because people don't use Binance as much does not mean that they're not in the crypto infrastructure, right? So it's just like, you can see though, like, that is the target. Like, everybody funnels back into Binance to do some shit, but then they go instantly back into Solana, and we just been dribbling back and forth. And this is like, again, this has been happening for a long time. But now let's pay attention to this. So we're gonna go all the way back past November and watch BNB. So notice how BNB in October was $83 billion. Like, that's how much it was worth. And Solana was worth 69. As we go backwards, we're gonna see the Solana and BNB gap was huge. Like, it was really big. And then throughout last year, it was like, just, it was getting chiseled every chance, and they could possibly chisel it. So you see right here in July, Binance almost got flipped by Solana, but it didn't. It took to the end of the year, right? But again, Binance has always been hodling that $85 billion market cap. There really hasn't been much fluctuation of new value coming out of Binance. Yeah, CZ was locked up, but wouldn't you almost say that that's like like the market saying something? And look at XRP, man. $27 billion market cap in June of 2024. Just to have 100 billion more flood in. Where did the money come from? I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. But if you're in XRP, you should be asking yourself, where did that money come from? But look at this right here. June 9th, 2024, we have Solana at a $74 billion market cap. We have BNB at 99 billion. So BNB has literally been standing still for a whole year. Here, we'll go all the way back to fucking January, I guess. Yeah, BNB's been standing in the same place, bro. They have not moved. Even Ethereum. Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, I can't believe people are like rooting for this thing that does not move. It's almost as bad as Bitcoin in 2020. Like in 2020, right before Bitcoin went to its all-time high, because, you know, I think it was like a courtesy clap all-time high. Because people are just like, we're so weaved into Bitcoin, we have to pump it, right? I mean, now the Bitcoin is freeing people. Like, if you've been hurt by Bitcoin, call this number now, like, type shit. Like, they're literally putting that in the game plan now. So yeah, whatever, man. We love Bitcoin, but yeah, it's Zen world, and we identifying market patterns. And I see this pattern right here. So you see back in February, we go back right now, we're in the week we are here, or January 24th, the week of January 21st, excuse me. So inauguration, or not inauguration day, but, you know, 1 year left of the Biden administration. People know it, right? You got your snapshot here. You literally had BNB, Tether, USDC, ETH, and Bitcoin in your top 5, with Bitcoin out with almost $1 trillion less than today, right? Trump made that happen, I guess. That's what some would say. You have Solana at 44 billion, $90. What a great time. And you have, again, BNB at 44 billion, 318. Right. So this is kind of why, again, I am totally okay with Binance finding its price. And unfortunately, it might be less market cap because they're going to have to get rid of coins. But if burning coins gets you magical market cap, you know, and we've seen this with a lot of coins already. We already know that even with Zen, that's why it can't just burn. Like, it needs purpose in the burn, because that's what BNB did. They got really big because, if you don't know, these tokens burn. They burn every single time there's a transaction. It's like something they threw into the mix of their sidechain, and a lot of people, they copied it. But again, that burn isn't that strong, and that's why again this market cap has to just be much higher, I guess, for it to figure it out or something. Something just has to happen. You just can't burn all the coins. Is the notion. You would need to get essentially demand, which makes a lot of sense too if you put it like that. Because if you need, burning doesn't bring value. Demand does, because demand brings some sort of other piece of property, whether it's money, fiat, or objects, such as other coins, like, a Polygon coin, an Avalanche coin. You're bringing some sort of other value in exchange of that other coin, and that can help pump it. But again, burning it just doesn't give it value. So again, this is like, yeah, we're 100% in the future now. Whatever they were trying to tell us a year ago, I really do think it didn't channel. Look at the Solana right here. 1 week it was 44. The next week it's at 46, and it's bouncing above BNB just for it to lose it again. So and I think going into 2025, we're gonna see the separation of these two chains, and that's what's gonna be scary for probably a lot of the market below. The further that Solana gets, right? It's like XRP. I think Solana is actually the real number 3. I think the wrong X coin is up here right now. Again, Zen's not a native coin. It's a token. So ain't nobody know about it yet. Nobody know about Zen yet. Only those that are learning about Zen know about Zen. A lot of people have heard about it, but there's not a lot of people that are making moves yet. Slowly but surely. That's why these candles are happening. These are move makers. You can't make a move in Zen without pumping the chart now. So that's why everything is going up. I hope you got that from this long ass monologue of talking right now. You can't move any Zen chart without pumping it at this moment. So every pump is someone accumulating coins because they're gonna dump. So they must be accumulating because it's not a native coin. It's property. Again, it's ownership. You need to own the coins in order for you to ride the ride. If you don't have the coins, you can't ride the ride, right? Same with all the layer ones. If you don't have the coins, you can't ride the ride. And that's why over here they're trying to reevaluate this. What is it to own the coins, and what the fuck are we even riding? That's the mainstream debacle right now. What are we actually riding over here on Ethereum if we're all on layer 2s and rolling back the transaction for ETH confirmation, but you never see it on the ETH Explorer because it's in a blob. You feel me? So it's there, but it's not there because you need an index for that index. And then once you create that index for that index, you've essentially just created a solution for a problem that never needed to exist, but we created chaos, so we knew how to make our own solution for it or something. I don't really know. Again, the future is bright if you're not on this linear Nakamoto consensus. Maybe Ethereum moves to DAG. I see you, Rolando. He's hit him with the ticket. Yeah, the only way to get in the carnival is to get the ticket, man. And you only get the best seat if you got a lot of tickets. And that's why Zen is gonna work and beat every other coin. Because every other coin doesn't have a narrative like that. Like every other coin isn't sampling the Bitcoin ideology. There's a lot of different relations, but one of the biggest ones is that ownership. People feel like they own Bitcoin. It's really real to them. Even me, like I feel like I own Bitcoin. Ethereum, not so much. Ethereum never broke through my mental to say I own it. Because it's always been about getting more of it to beat the price. Stockpile. It's never been about like, oh, I want that. I'm going to keep that. But again, that stockpile mentality is why I miss Bitcoin. Because I didn't stockpile Bitcoin. I didn't buy 100 when I could for 25 cents. Right? So I've had that urge or whatever ever since, and you can almost say like Ethereum's business logic capitalized on on that. Like their business logic of their chain, it works best if people are trying to stockpile a bunch of shit, and I mean, again, the degenerate actions is actually also a positive because it allows us to continuously redline our servers. Degens will always be the first ones to discover the bug. So yeah, we do need canvases to push that bug as far as possible, as long as Earth is spinning. And that's like open source. So again, that's why I like Solana's meme culture, because I think it's being accepted well. You know what I'm saying? It's like the town hero. Like, oh man, we would have been doing memes on BNB with no new liquidity because we've been recycling this whole time. And now you're literally watching, new liquidity come in from other angles into one spot, and it's changing how people are looking at these chains. Right? I mean, some of these have already suffered. That's why Avalanche can't get up. Too many people know how to get off that and into whatever they want. I think Solana has now also entered the let me in. Like some people couldn't get in for the Trump, and that made it really be like, oh, I got to stockpile Solana because I can't have that moment where I can't get in to make a transaction, especially if someone's going to denominate themselves in Solana. Right now, that's the double whammy in Solana, is that someone wants the Sol and the Trump coin. Like, that's a double whammy. Like, damn, they want the Solana and the Trump. So they gotta transaction the Solana, and then they gotta turn the Solana into Trump. Like, damn. On Ethereum, they have, I guess you could say, a security system called gas. So I guess that's where gas is great for ETH, because if gas goes up, less people can get into the block. All right, so it's better chances for those that want to lobby it. And that's why, go read this long ass thing that Zensu wrote. Like, for real. It puts it all into perspective. Like, what I'm just saying is just exactly what he wrote. I just use Zen as the object to free your mind from the mainstream, because there's nothing on the mainstream is like the Zen coin to free your mind. Like, everything, you're working for it. You're like red pilled as fuck if you take any of these. If you leave the original narrative of stockpile that thing that no one's gonna get, it's property, right? You can't just do that with anything else. The reason why Solana is more dominant than Ethereum in that notion that it's property is that you can make a transaction on Solana and still have one Sol in your wallet. The psychological exchange of knowing that I'm going to have one solid object in my wallet changes the dynamic of ownership. Because now, again, you can just own one Sol. The game is won. Like, you don't need to go and find all the Dragon Balls. And at that, right now, the Solana is $249. Again, this is cheaper than AirPods for one Solana. And you can have maybe a month's... Actually, I don't know what the fee is right now. Jack Levin just did that, though. He created a fee market scan thing. Here we go, do something like this. Ha-two. I don't want to look at that. So they have it right here. Fee analyzer. So like they're starting to understand how they can change make their cluster. I mean, again, like the problem with Solana, there's a problem with Solana, which is they designed the cluster first, and now they're trying to remix it while being live. And we've seen this before with Ethereum. That is the hardest thing to do. But again, they couldn't approach it the way X1 chain is taking their technology and changing it, because again, it's the first one, so it needs to be the most fundamentally simple, right? And those simple fundamentals are actually growing pains for the future, right? That's where your great minds come from, where people beating their head on the wall to make those fundamentals better, but stay as close as possible to them as we progress through the natural realm. So yeah, in Solana, the minimum fee, like anybody can actually push this. You could put like this right here is based on CPU power, because you could push this minimum fee as much as you want, as hard as you want, and it could land. And if you can get enough CPU processing power of the network, you could actually fucking spam the network and get this to go through. Now, if you want to increase your chances without having to increase your compute, you can pay an average fee, which you can see here is 3 zeros and a 12 versus 5 zeros and a 5, right? And the max fee right now, where if you do it any over this, it's going to fail. But you can do up to 0.2 Sol to try to get it through, you know, faster. But that's not guaranteed, because, again, the thing about Solana is the spammers are typically beating the buyers. Like, it's like in Solana, you're better off with tech than money, because the tech will always win because it's made for that. And that's why they're creating a Fire Dancer and all these other stacks around the minimum fee to kind of give people the minimum fee compute experience, but still be able to obtain the maximum fee back, you know. They're giving you that UX. They're giving you the UX that everyone else has that is a nerd, right? XEN is doing that on a blockchain level. They're giving you the nerd UX and dynamic fees on chain level so that you don't even need to worry about this. Like, the chain will move as it moves. Fees will go up and down like Ethereum, like this. It'll have heat maps like this. So that's like take the EVM and bring it to SVM, because SVM did need to figure this part out, because I think this is, again, I think this is what the Nobel Prize is the minimum fee. The fact they got this shit to work is crazy. Like, you could literally brute force chain activity for no money. and now it's worth a lot of money. So it's crazy, you know? That's why, again, I think they broke the matrix on what is it to own a native coin, or what is the native coin used for? You know, it's just used for spending. So why would anybody even want to own it? Right? Back in the day, and I think, again, this is why XRP makes no fucking sense. Back in the day, the ideology was make a lot of coins to get the price down. Right? So you have a shit ton of coins so you can lower the market cap. This kind of sounds very stupid now, because this devalued XRP from ever being $100. Like, if you think XRP is $100, you're in a cult worse than Zen, you know? Maybe $10, right? Maybe $10. But $100, what are they going to do? Burn all the coins? And then again, where are they going to get the value from to pump the bags to offset the value? So again, I think, again, Solana has the best model, because what they've done is removed the classic, you need a lot of tokens, right? Their max supply is 592 million. XNT will be 1 billion initial, and it'll inflate 8% every year. So there'll be 8% of inflation a year up for grabs, and I'm sure people will fucking make a game out of as well. But this right here is why your XN coin might be pretty fucking expensive, because we're adapting the theory that you don't need a lot of coins in your wallet. So why not just own a bunch of coins in general? It's like already there, and a lot of cryptos can't do this because their state is moving. Like, for everyone to own one Ethereum would need to be like again $30. Like, if ETH went back to $30, everybody would buy it. Right? Maybe it doesn't get back there. Maybe 300, just because it's like a pretty small supply still of Ethereum out there. So maybe $1,000. There's a price there somewhere in ETH, somewhere there that everybody would agree on, and then that's where it would click. oh, everyone can own one ETH now. Let's build that. Let's build that up. So if you've been following me on X, this is kind of why I've been like running home the 10 billion or the 100 billion Zen theory, or the one, like where is it? One of my most active tweets I've had in a long time. I was just like, damn, this shit was a hit. It's over the weekend. Let's see if I can find it. I posted much. Where is this shit at? Bro, when did I post this? We're gonna find it. Shoutouts, Yakabibo. Yakabibo. What the fuck? Damn, maybe I can't find it. Oh well. We tweet too much. Well, one of these I should have started or something. But I was saying, like, all you need is 1 billion Zen. And like the reason why I had said that was because like I'm starting to feel that in the Zen world. Like I'm starting to learn, I guess you can say, that lesson. Oh yeah, 1 billion. 1 ETH will be 1 billion Zen soon. So yeah, I've been saying this notion, like 100 ETH will be 100 billion Zen. Right? That's 1 ETH for 1 Zen. Or 1 billion Zen. And I only say billions right now because, again, you can make a billion in 400 days. And until we get to 2027, we can't go like 100 million Zen for 1 ETH. Like, that's actually not real. But like what is real is 1 billion Zen for 1 ETH. Because if ETH, this kind of goes back to what I've been talking about. If Ethereum really is overpriced and it needs to go backwards just a little bit, and then we get Solana pushing, and it's really, again, it's tapping into this whole shebang here. Because again, I'm expecting BNB to go down, and people are going to keep asking themselves, why is this so expensive? A lot of people are going to keep asking themselves that, like, why is this so expensive? Like, Doge is 32 cents, Cardano's 9 cents, Tron's 24 cents. Like, why aren't these moving? Why does Solana just keep getting more expensive like Ethereum? Why is Ethereum going backwards? Right? And then again, it's all because it's a better technology. You're better off holding Solana in pieces than holding Ethereum, holding 1 ETH, because there's more people showing up to buy the Solana. The pool of buyers in Solana are way bigger than the pool of ETH buyers right now. There's a lot of bulk buyers in Ethereum, but that's not what's driving the new era of crypto. It's really the singular opportunity that, like I said, the Trump website shit. Like, this is why I'm like, oh, Trump will go to $100 because they're going to prove to everybody that their people are buying crypto. And then that's going to be another phenomenon, because they're going to be like, what? They're buying crypto with their debit cards? And it's like, duh, motherfucker, they're buying crypto with their debit cards. Yeah, Moonshot. See, that's what I'm saying. Moonshot, everything's getting crazy. So fiat ramps are coming, and they're coming for your top 10 coins. And not all top 10 coins are going to get them. And this is why, again, Zen is like primed to at least get to a penny. It's primed to get to at least a penny before it gets eyes on it. And then you get to show like how it doesn't have any VC funding and any founding fathers. Maybe, I don't know. You could say there were some founding fathers, but really it was just community. Like, it's just about fair ownership, that regular ideology that is considered boring. But now, again, this token is worth way more than people could have imagined. And like, again, you can't make it, because in order for everyone to participate in Zen, they have to push ETH against itself. Right? Like, no one's using Zen, and ETH gas is where it's at. If there was people making Zen at the same time, like, that would be another maybe 2 or 3 Gwei. And then if you had people going hard for the future, because again, once X1 is announced, I'm assuming a lot of people are going to come and make new Zen mints that they've been waiting and dying to make. and that's gonna push gas. So that's another reason why I'm kind of like DCing into Zen right now, because I don't want to get caught in the gas storm. Again, I could see this thing pushing easy to $1 billion, and then we're right back into education mode, and we're teaching people like how to mint. You know, there could be Zen wallets coming out. People simplifying the minting action down to a few clicks. There could be physical items. You know, people selling Zen shirts, taking Zen in exchange of physical tangible goods. I'm kind of like expecting all of that going into 2026. But these are the lows that build that type of economy, because the people who buy down here, they're going to hold the biggest bags. And then those are the bag holders you want at 22 billion, because they're going to be the smartest people to sell it. They're not just going to nuke it. There'll be some nukers in there, but as long as Zen is moving, what's stopping Zen from replicating Bitcoin? Again, it has no owner. It has 100% the same ideology. So it's connected to space and time. That's all Bitcoin is. Bitcoin made no sense until they figured out the double spending, which is nothing more than a server call. They put a stamp on the blockchain. They timestamped the blockchain with fucking 4 p.m. on a Friday. And everybody was like, hell yeah. Send it to $1 trillion. So what if Zen got to $1 trillion? Just because it's like, again, the way that it's made has nothing to do with X1 chain. It could be more valuable than X1 chain, because it's not a native coin. It's a token. It's a thing that just exists. It's a new expression, a new idea of what crypto potentially could be if society adopts it. Again, not many things out there like this, and every single Zen is a sub variant derivative of this notion. So if you think ETH Zen is gonna do great, you probably want to get some CB Zen, some fucking Pulse Chain Zen, some Binance Zen, some P Zen. I don't really know what's going on Phantom, but I know there's some people cooking over there in Phantom world. Man, that P Zen chart is crazy. Phantom also super low key. Like, it's so low key right now. There's no buyers, there's no players really, to be honest. So it's just like, again, if you learn about Zen and then you catch the bug, or you can see the future with me here about there not being many coins on all networks, and everybody is going to come and stress test this. They're going to learn how to make it. I'm just giving you a heads up. Some people didn't think people would ever go to a website and buy crypto. Now they are. So who's to say someone won't invent a way for minting to become more adoptable to the masses? Where is Phantom Zen? Can you talk about Phantom? It got killed. I'm in the dark. What's up, Xenon? Xenon? You want Zans, bro? Now, Phantom Zen is actually the most produced Zen in production. So if we go to Liquid and Staked, actually Polygon flipped them. And yeah. So it's the second biggest producer of Zen in the ecosystem. Phantom Zen, it's just like every other Zen. I mean, it's Phantom's a DAG. The relationship, I guess, and why, I would say it's still something to think about, is it got a sour taste. So it's controversial, right? The controversy in Phantom Zen is that they basically faded X1. So since they faded X1, a lot of believers in X1 left Phantom and they sold out all right here. Heavy. They unstaked and they sold all their shit. So now Phantom is sitting at 10 zeros. And something we've also seen in our research here of the Zentologists here is that 10 seems to be the lowest prices can go based on the spectrum of gas. Because when it's valued in gas, there's still a price to pay when you send it, which is the phantom. So if the phantom is $1 to someone, even though it's 30 cents, you know, they're gonna mint as they go, which is gonna create kind of a 10-0 theory that I have. Everything that has no life has 10 zeros. XEN 10 zeros, Phantom Zen 10 zeros, and then Polygon and VVZen are hanging on for dear life, and that's only because they don't have any outside market volume. It's just people in those ecosystems playing around. So that's what I'm saying. These two chains need an X1 to even see 8. Pulse Chain, Binance, and CBZen are disgraces. The amount of free publicity these chains have, like they should already be in the 8s. That's why I think Pulse Chain is fighting to get into the 8. Really, Pulse Chain should be at the 7. It should be right below ETHZen. You feel me? Like the fact that Pulse Chain Zen is at 9 and it's fighting for its next like 1000X is crazy. It should be free money. If everybody's so pro Ethereum, that's damn near the clone of all the clones. It's just wrapped in PLS, so it's hard to explain it to an outsider. But it's weird because when you say it like that, it's like everyone in Pulse Chain likes Pulse Chain. Like it, I don't know. Maybe get some, because again, it only takes a few people to really get everybody to comprehend it. I'm not a Pulse Chain person, so people don't watch my channel for Pulse Chain content. So if more Pulse Chain content creators talked about it, it'd probably go fucking crazy, because you can see from the statistics that statistically Pulse Chain or PZen is suffering like every other Zen from new minters. And it's unfortunate because we need 400 days of new mints to get back to a really good inflation. Every single day that goes by in Zen world and we don't fucking produce new G ranks, we're kind of stingy. But actually, you know, at the same time, that's what makes it bullish. So you choose what you want to do. If you want to go out and shill it to your community. But again, I think Pulse Chain also is a great clone of inflation. What does it look like for a coin like Zen to stress the chain out? Maybe it changes gas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it reaches the day minting ratio. So like right now, let's see, what would that be on Pulse Chain? If we did 1 day mint on Pulse Chain, there's 329 people coming after you. And I think you can do a max mint of 128. So in 1 day on Pulse Chain, you can make 5 million PZen. 5.5 million PZen. So this is like the theory that we have on base chain that, again, I was saying is bleeding on all the chains. All the chains can come out with this theory and pitch it to anybody, and it can pump their bags if they can tap into the natives. Right? The natives being the people who own the fucking native on the chain. That's why base is so hard to get off the ground, because ETH bros are not looking at Zen yet. But again, if Pulse Chain people start to look at this, they could do the same theory. All right. The problem is right now you are spending $6.32 on a max mint, yielding only 5.5 million Zen. And that's only 1 cent. Right. So technically, you guys should be working towards the simulation, which is matching the daily mints with the daily gas, because that's the price of Zen. And as that amp goes down and this price goes, or the amount of Zen goes down every day, technically the price should be going up. And the amp should be built, it should be reversed. Like it shouldn't be people thinking, oh, we can inflate it beyond existence, because that's not real. That's not true. It's not a fact. Every day the amp goes down by 1, which means in 10 days you've got 10 amp remove. In 100 days you got 100 amp remove. In 300 days you got 300 amp remove. So theoretically, that is not real. That is not true. So that is not the goal. The goal is to get to minting, where 1 day's worth of max mint match here. And then what happens is a chain effect. If you were to make that happen, right? This is what I'm trying to do on base chain, because this can only work on a chain where the fees are low. All right, this won't work on a chain with high gas like Ethereum or Binance, right? And then it's an awkward one to say on these other chains because your gas is so low that you'd almost be like, fuck, I wish the gas would go up. And then you're going to have that dilemma that your chain, you know, you need to pump the gas. And maybe the gas does go up, you know, and you got the really, really good price. But again, this could totally be something that people are reaching for, where they're going to match the daily reward with the value. That's a very easy narrative to capture. And again, like I was saying, if you pump it, right, let's say like all of a sudden 1 million people came after this notion, 1 million VMUs, like everybody's like, wow, that's actually beautiful. Like, you mean to tell me I can mint value? Like, again, we go back to the beginning of Zen. That's why Zen is amazing, because at the core, it's always going to go back to, yes, I am serious. You can mint this product that is worth more if you do it today. Like tomorrow, like in 400 days, it will be worth more, right? Especially if people are getting day by day mints. Like that means they're the. I mean, there's always going to be some loser. That's just the way cycles work. So the loser in that scenario is the person that comes 400 days after you onboard 1 million G ranks. Because after you do 1 million Gs, right, like you just pumped an extra 1 million P.o.P into existence, you know, on all these wallets. So that's like new inflation you got to account for. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, this number can just go bonkers. Like, it could be 10 million users. Right. And now you got 7 million Pulse chain being created in a day. Right. But the thing is, again, this is not free. 10 million users is not free. Each one of them have to pay $6.43 round trip. So that's $6 million, whatever the price is. Yeah, $64.4 million worth of Pulse chain. I don't even know if you can grab that much out the sky on Pulse chain. And that's why it's so bullish for ETH price, because even to pump price for daily, to get like an advantage, you got to pump contract. And in order to pump contract, you have to pump native. And in order to pump natives, you need to know motherfuckers with the coins. Right. So if you don't know nobody with the coins, this is always going to suffer from the daily disinflationary creation of Zen mints. So what the fuck? I honestly think more people need to run with this narrative. It's a perfect narrative to run with. Right? We go back to today's world, 5.5. It's not that far away. Because this isn't anything. Let's see what $6 or $7 gets you right now. If they were able to hypnotize everybody. if they could hypnotize the front row. Oops. So $7 right now gets you 7 billion. And that's what I mean. Like, this could go either way. Like, it could go where people go, fuck it, I'm about to buy right now. And then if you get like 100,000 buyers on it, or, you know, I mean, I guess let's be realistic. If you can get 5,000 buyers at $7, you know, you just made $12,000, right? Or no, my bad, $35,000 injected into the contract. And you see, that's like not enough. Like, that's why it keeps dumping. Like, all the prices just keep dumping, because there's just not enough capital being injected into the DEX yet. Because we need millions of dollars of volume in order for Zen to really start going. And that's why, again, X1's the biggest application, because it's going to bring billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars, through the funnel. And that's for everything. It's a blessing. It's almost a blessing that Jack dropped a Zen coin on your favorite chain if it's not an Ethereum one, because it's going to keep it alive. And again, that's why, like, yeah, hopefully one day it clicks. A lot of people just don't click in yet. They're still kind of dumb. You can see it on ETH too. These are all normal symptoms on Ethereum. Again, ETH, you wish it was 5 million. They got way less users because gas is so damn high. Yeah, so you see less users, 1 million less over there. Like, that's why the narrative on ETH makes it even more ridiculous. Imagine if we could rally enough followers for it to really match this. And on ETH, it gets nuts because since the price of gas is so high, even if you keep 10xing the users, or like million x the users, like it's still only creating 7 million. And that's because of the AMP. Like, we're in a different era in Zen where the AMP is really impacting how much Zen is created. And it's only going to get less and less and less and less as we continue down this journey, which has, I think, 6 years left. And I think the most aggressive point is after 26. Like, you're over the bell curve. Like, you're really not seeing no Zen on a daily make. And you would need a shit ton of people making Zen a day, which I do totally see. Again, if there's an app or if there is system set up for people to hit these benchmarks for some sort of reason, they will be reached. So I'm your local Zen Scientologist telling you how the whole game works, and you're just a dot on the board. So if you want to take one of these subchains and own it, still got time to do that shit. But the window is closing. It's closing. It's closing. Shit. What's up, chat, man? I haven't even talked to y'all. I've just been fucking going hard. Peasant's not even 21 months old. Damn. Tickle the G rank. Yours says DB Zen. Shout out DB Zen. Zensu Medium article was harsh on ETH. It's bad. I don't think it was harsh on ETH, though. That's just the reality we're in right now. Like, Ethereum's garbage is shelved. Zen is better than Ethereum. Zen has more upside because it's connected to a blockchain that's going to have more TPS. Like, this is better. And it's better than every token on every network. Or every native coin on every network it's on. It is 100% a token. There are not many coins like that. A lot of the coins that come out like that, they're meme coins, like Trump coins. The utility, it could maybe be a LST, which maybe makes it non-binary. You feel me? That's why the Zen is going to work. Like, everything about it is neutral. Look at this setup right now. We'll see what happens. We have a lot of selling pressure right now, which makes sense. I think the people who are selling, like this account, I think they all minted this weekend. Oh yeah, and they're selling for USDC. What the hell? So the slippage is crazy. Like, watching these sales happen, like, you can see people are like losing like the bag, or like losing like $100 in the swap on slippage because they just gotta sell, I guess. Nah. What it is they're getting their mints and they're swapping out. It's just as simple as that. They're just getting their mints and they're swapping. And that's what they, and somebody has said this on the space, like, oh, I just got to get my ETH back. And they've been saying that for a long time. Like, I just got to get my ETH back. I think the ETH is more valuable than the Zen. I didn't like the round trip. So again, all of this selling, it's selling for a purpose. They didn't like the round trip. They didn't want the 18 billion, but now someone does want it. Right? Every time you sell 18 billion, someone shows up and buys it. So the price on Zen is starting to go up again because the narrative is changing. There are people who actually believe the ETH is more valuable than the Zen. Or my bad, the Zen is more valuable than the ETH. So they're allowing you to swap your Zen at these lower prices, and they're not buying in bulk on purpose. Right? There's no reason for someone to buy in bulk. It's like you put the pressure on the swing traders. Like this person who's trading. You see, they're trading in USDC now because there's not enough ETH. Right? The ETH is down to 57. If they sell too much into Ethereum, it's gonna kind of go over, and the discounts will be on, and they'll be out of position. So I think literally these motherfuckers are taking like a slippage loss so they can maintain the price a little bit longer, right? Because again, it just hasn't clicked. I could come on here every single day and it'll be the same thing that yesterday was until X1 chain, or until someone drops something that makes people say, I gotta stop selling. Look at, here's the other one, USDC. Feel me? Oh yeah, this account is slow. They're slowly getting out. Look at them go. So yeah, this is the person that's selling the dip off. They're almost out. Damn, they had 339 billion they've sold over this time frame. Damn, almost 10,000 transactions on the ETH, or on XEN though. So they know what they're doing. This is what I mean. A lot of people are gonna sell now and buy back later, and they're gonna not care about the ideology. So like for them, today's selling is a fucking number on the board. It's not a teardrop. You feel me? Like, look at this person. This selling right here, this is because there's a liquidity pool full of fucking Ethereum. And this person is going to get that liquidity. But again, they're going to do it strategically. That's why they're not clipping it, because it won't help them if they clip it. And again, I think these people come back and buy it because I don't have I don't have like a PhD, so I can't put the theory into words. But there's something brewing here of this flip-flop action in crypto. In Zen though, Zen is the exposer of it, where if you create one side and it's really more desirable than the other side, it will show. Like that's how, there has to be some sort of law in that. Because that's, again, I think we're flipping, same with like solXEN. solXEN is actually more valuable than Solana. But everybody that clips solXEN, like you see, they're buyers and sellers. So they're all like, they're getting in the solXEN to say, hey, I think this is more valuable than Solana. But then solXEN doesn't produce any buyers, so they just dump that shit. Because they're like, oh, okay, I guess it's not better than Solana then. You feel me? Like, oh, I guess it's not. But that's always hanging over the head of solXEN. Is it better hedge than Solana? Because Solana might only move to $300, but solXEN might kill 4 zeros. Feel me? So that's where we are now. Like, Zen is more valuable than Ethereum. Zen is more likely to kill 4 zeros if enough buy pressure comes in and wipes out these small sales of $5,000, $6,000, right? You just need real buyers to show up. They're not buying Zen until Jack talks about X1, because they've already either accumulated everything that they want, or again, they just really don't believe in it. Like, they don't think it's going to happen. And hey, we want the disbeliever. We want the disbelief still. With all this shit that's about to come out, I can't believe people are still in disbelief. I am inviting it though. But again, Zen on ETH, way better. Zen on that's why CB Zen makes no sense. 9 zeros. What? Like, this is so much better than everything on there. And then that's why with P-Zen, does P-Zen go to one pulse chain? That's 4 zeros. You know, if PLS isn't gonna move, because that's what you need to ask yourself. If you're on pulse chain, you need to be very critical about the performance of P-Zen, because it matters in your pulse or your you want to be very critical on pulse chain, because this dictates how cheap it is to make P-Zen. So if this is becoming cheaper, people can lose, like P-Zen can lose its integrity, right? And that's why you have to build with fundamentals, so people know, don't be emotionally attached to P-Zen. Like, this is a new coin made in the ether of Pulse Chain that we can hedge against Pulse Chain's price going down. So as Pulse Chain goes down in price, we get more P-Zen. Like that's how you should be trying to set up your cabal. Because it's a way to leverage it. Like you would sell I mean the way you leverage it right now is like, yeah, PSN goes up, so you sell your PSN, you get more pulse chain, then sell pulse chain, I guess for USD, and then when this goes down, you go back and buy it, and then buy your PSN. But see, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know what the fuck you're gonna do. It's too complicated for me. That's why I like Ethereum, because I'm comfortable with my ETH. You know, like I'm not trying to make more money on Ethereum. But in Pulse Chain, again, you might be trying to make money off of Pulse Chain. Right? It's only 4 zeros. Like if your narrative in Pulse Chain is that this is going to 1 cent, then theoretically you want to be in this over PZen, because I'm just a Zen Maxi. So that's a dilemma. That's your chain dilemma. That's why I like Base so much, because you don't have that dilemma on Base Chain. And I'm starting to think you don't have that dilemma on Polygon. I'm starting to think on Polygon, people got enough Polygon. And they're like, yeah, fuck Polygon. It should be 1 Zen, 1 MZen equals 1 Polygon. That's 9 zeros, dude. Like, word? Imagine Polygon's the first one to do it. The first one to break the matrix. It's 40 cents right now. This is priced in wrapped poll. That's the market cap. Here, let's go to price. Damn, what price? Kelly Price. Dude, this thing is ridiculous. There's so much upside, it's retarded. Yeah. May 23. Let's see what Polygon was racking in. At the time, Matic was 85 cents. Oh, April. My bad. You actually have to check the right date, because literally like 1 day off or 1 week off and you're like, you know, things can be so different. Yeah, you see $1.18. So one Matic was $1.18 and this was 6 zeros and a 3-6. That's when it saw its all-time high on that one push. So yeah, that's like another thing in the Zen world. Like as these other coins start to move up, again, this is more valuable than the native coin because it's the project on the native coin. Like the native coin is successful if Zen is successful, so it's better than it, right? Because the native coin is whatever without its projects. It's just a blockchain. It's just a ledger making blocks. It's the content in the blocks that makes the blockchain cool. The content in the blocks, if it's just FIDI transactions, no one cares. And that's why, again, like maybe I'm missing something on Polygon, but a lot of Zenians are staying over here, and I would not be surprised to see them push like this that way, because that would make a lot of sense. Like, why would you be holding your Polygon? Just fucking buy MZen right now. I'm sure we could do the same thing. Actually, MZen has the most Zen. That's a fact. What does one Polygon get you right now, MZen? 2 billion. You get 2 billion MZen for one Polygon. $2 billion Zen for one Polygon. And I got up too many tabs. I just want to see. Just buy 10, 10 trillion phantoms in. Yeah, you see, like Polygon's gonna throw a wrench in the game because they're also gonna prove that supply doesn't matter. Like supply can keep growing, but that doesn't dictate like how much someone values something on a DEX. Because that supply ain't on the DEX. There's only 42 trillion on the DEX. You would need that supply to find its way to this DEX. Or I guess this is also, I guess there is that one thing about polygons, and XEN is on exchanges. So their biggest, like 34% of this is traded on exchanges. That is crazy. Damn. Sorry, this feature's not available. Oh, y'all ain't got top statistics no more? Man, every chain took that away. They don't want you to see that they got a booty ass chain. There ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody doing nothing over here. Oh, whatever. All right. But yeah, that's kind of like my thesis for today. Today is Monday, and we talked a lot about the space and where it's headed. Again, I think XEN is more valuable than Ethereum, and it's priced way too low in ETH. So I am under the impression, like, yeah, see here, yeah, when you flip it to the ETH side, we're hella oversold or overpot. Like everyone is holding their XEN, so it don't really matter if there's new, XEN coming out every day, because that's the only sellable XEN. Like once there's no new XEN coming out, people value XEN more than Ethereum. And yep, this chart is definitely showing that. This one looks more bullish than the other ones. Price in ETH. Yeah, the market cap price in ETH. Yeah, because that's another thing you got to remember. This is a battle, bro. We battle in Ethereum for mind share, because you want it. That's the thing about being an open source platform. Like if you're open source, or one of the reasons why Satoshi did not want color coins in Bitcoin was because color coins he's seen as a distraction from the narrative of peer-to-peer digital cash. He was like, yo, let's not, he's like, I see it. You can go do the history on this, but he saw where it could have gone, like the mind, if they allowed NFTs and Bitcoin in the very beginning. That's why ordinals came many years later. So the same theory goes here with ETH, in my opinion. Vitalik and all of them, they have to come back and comprehend that ETH is to be used. So the Ethereum is to be burned. It's not to be stored. It's not Bitcoin, right? It's better off you buy it and burn it and use it for something else for the advantage, and, pay a premium for advantage. And maybe that's how you get rich. You can stack up Ethereum because it's going to be a premium token. There's some really cool opportunities only on Ethereum, and the gateway is the ETH coin. So, how many cool opportunities? I don't know. But yeah, that's why I could tell you right now, there's not going to be that many over the next few years. So this is why tokens should outperform Ethereum. ETH's market cap really should start to bleed into its projects. And I'll do some I'll do some DOR on that kind of stuff. Because, like, yeah, that's the only way we're going to really tap in on that argument, is to find that weak point in Ethereum, which is, how is the inflow? You know how, or like there's like this thing where you can like see inflows. It's this right here. Damn, it's just like not gonna pop up. That's funny. Everybody be looking for this thing and it just don't pop up like that. That's crazy. I gotta change my browser. I'm using Brave browser and I don't know why. Or I mean Brave thing, chat thing. Here it is. Nope, 100 days xeNFT stake. All right, so this right here, you can see flows of chains. So like right now in the 3-month period, like $13 billion has flown into Ethereum. 4 billion is flown into Arbitrum, and then you have Solana, Polygon here. Solana at 2, Polygon at 1.2. This is the 3-month period. So this is going back to like November. And again, like we just started this new era. So when you look at the monthly, you'll see like base jumps in because they've been taking over a lot of mind share for Ethereum, right? You see Ethereum's inflows are now 5 billion in the last month. And you know, where did the money go? Right? It was before this last month when a lot of people were flowing into Ethereum. Now it's starting to balance out. You see here, month to date, still Solana up here, the only other weirdo chain. And then when we go down to a weekly, we can see 1.5 billion is entered Ethereum. 200 million, we'll say, on Solana, and then 300 million on both Arbitrum and Base. And again, this I think is a dying era. I think that's why Solana is still here with such an impact. Like the person below Solana is StarNet, and we know why they're there. Same with Optimism. You can almost put Binance. My bad. You can always put Base, Optimism, and StarNet all together because that's one stack. The most singular stacks would be like a Polygon and Avalanche. And you can see those ones aren't really bringing in new money. So now when we go to the daily, what we can see here is, I think, more realistic to what is really happening. Right? On a month scale, it looks like, yo, Ethereum's crushing it. But when you zoom down, like you can see Solana is just right there. They just haven't had the months behind them yet. And that's going to change. Right? When we look at this, I think Ethereum only has a lot of inflow because it's expensive to interact with. So people are forced to pay a lot of money to get into ETH. Right. So seeing people not be forced to spend a lot of money to get into Solana, that makes this even more powerful. $10 million less than Ethereum. And it's half the price. It's less than half the price, actually. Right. $227 versus $3,000. People are buying Solana way more than ETH right now. It might not show, but again, if you break it down to tokens, theoretically, they're getting way more SOL tokens than ETH tokens. And again, I think that's kind of what the talk's been about today, but I think that's the demise of ETH. You can't get a lot of it without pushing the price against yourself. You can't get into it without pushing the price against yourself. You can't innovate without pushing your price against yourself. You'd literally be better off going to Bitcoin. Right? And we see outflows. So this is like money leaving the network. So 31 million in a day leaving, 25 million in a day coming in. So 5 million staying in the middle of Ethereum. That's crazy. 11 million coming in on Base, 10 million leaving Base. So $1 million hanging out in the float. That's fucking crazy. 3 million flowing in, 4.5 going out. That shit don't even make no sense because that is less than this. And that means more money coming out of Avalanche than going into it. That is scary. And now let's look at Solana, right? 15 million flowing in, 4.4 million flowing out. So you have over $10 million of liquidity kicking it, hanging out, not leaving the network, finding places to park. It's in your face. BNB chain didn't even have $1 million flowing in the last fucking day, and and only had $500,000 flow out. So the $200,000, 200,000 stuck in between. Fuck it, whatever. But yeah, so I think right now a lot of people, they're in disbelief. Right? The fact that X1 chain is Solana fork, this is where I'm gonna drop my mic and dip. Okay. But the fact that X1 chain is a Solana fork and everyone is leaving EVM and staying in the Solana world, what makes you think they're not gonna turn their Ethereum into Zen coins? Shout out to Jolly B.